Welcome to the first DIY video in the new apartment, you guys. I cannot believe we are actually here living in the Windy City. It has been so much fun exploring our old stomping grounds and going around Chicago and seeing how much has changed in the time that we've been gone. And as you can tell, there's not a lot going on in the apartment right now. We literally just have a fold-out table and 2 chairs and literally no furniture. So we basically have just been working in our living room and then spending time outside of our apartment because there really is not a lot to do here right now. It's been a couple of days now and we are just waiting on our furniture to be delivered. So I have been itching to do a project. So I thought today we would just get a head start. And when you move somewhere new, I feel like it is mandatory to make an Ikea trip. So that's what we're going to do today. I have a running list of all the things that we still need to get. And of course, I want to try out some new Ikea hacks. So let's go to Ikea and see what's new and see what else we can add to this apartment. Okay, we've made it to Ikea. This is the original Ikea that I used to go to all the time. And this is also the Ikea that I would go to as a kid. And I feel like we haven't been here for like 2 years. I'm excited to see what's new and what's different than what is in California. So let's go inside. Okay, this might be one of the coolest Ikea setups I've ever seen. And of course, it is Harry Potter themed. I love all of the dark tones in here. Just feels so regal. Very impressed.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry. So the room that we're standing in right now is the future office / studio, and it really does remind me of my previous one in my last apartment because the layout is almost exactly the same. This room is a little bit bigger, so that is really nice, but to the right of me we have big open windows, and then to the left of me we have a closet which literally is the same setup as before. And in all of my studios in the past, I have always had an art cart because it is so handy just to have my most used items in one place and I can just roll it wherever I need it. So obviously I need one here, and I've always have just bought the metal ones that you can find at so many different stores, but I saw this new piece at Ikea. The way that they styled it in the store was super cute and I love the shape of it, and it's also made of wood, making it the perfect opportunity to customize it. So that is exactly what we're gonna do. Let's open her up and get started. As you can tell, this is made of pine, which is beautiful, but I definitely want something a little more richer and warmer. So we're gonna have to stain this whole entire thing and then I'm gonna paint it. Alright, you guys, the road trip was a nice little break, but we are back in the saddle and it has been a while since I've DIY'd and I have really missed it. So at first I was going to tape this to get nice crispy lines, but then I decided just to freehand it just to give it more of that handmade feel. And this paint color that I'm using, I always see when we go to Home Depot, and today we are finally using it. It's called Siam Gold and it's this beautiful gold green color. Like if there was such a thing as mustard green, I think this would be it. Maybe there is such a such thing as mustard green. If anyone can confirm, let me know in the comments. And you have seen how much white there is in this apartment, and our furniture is also pretty neutral, so I want to bring in all of the color that I can through the decor and my DIYs. When it comes to decorating, I think this time around, I'm not as concerned about getting a specific style or a look. I am more focused on creating a vibe or a feeling that really reflects everything that I love, so we are just having fun with it. All right, so now it is like 6 p.m. It is pitch black outside, as you guys can see, and we have no light in the office. So I am just sitting in the kitchen. I'm going to finish this up. The job has to get done. I'm going to do 2 coats on this whole entire thing, and then we could move on to the next step. Times like this really makes me appreciate my old office because my back is like killing me crouching over doing this project, but we will persevere. This better come out beautiful. All right, here is how the color is looking. I think it looks perfect, and now we're gonna get to the actual design. So this pattern is actually inspired by this wallpaper from Anthropologie. I just thought it was so cute. I love the repetition and obviously the flowers. This looks so lively, and right now without the furniture, we definitely need all the life that we can get in here. So obviously I'm doing florals, and if you've ever watched my channel, you know that I love florals. And these flowers are kind of like blobby, so you don't have to make them perfect at all, which is great for a project like this. So you don't have to painstakingly paint every single one and make it perfect. Hopefully this won't take an eternity, and I'm also going to make sure that I paint the flowers in a similar color to the wood so that it kind of looks like an inverted pattern similar to the original. So one thing that we do not have in this apartment that I know we did not move with is throw pillows, because I just did not have enough room to pack all of them. So when I saw these at Ikea, I knew that I had to try out this velvet embossing hack. You really can do this to any item as long as it's velvet. So I got a couple of cute options from Ikea, and you'll also need some rubber stamps. So I got a whole bunch of them. These are all really cute floral and leafy patterns, so I'm gonna go through and choose some of my favorites. And aside from that, all you really need is some water and an iron without the steam on. Let's try out a stamp. For this first one, I'm gonna try out this leaf pattern, and I'm gonna do it on this pink cushion because I think that would look really pretty. So the first thing we have to do is actually to wet the actual stamp. So I'm just gonna spray it with a little bit of water. Gonna spread it out just a little bit so that there's not any really large droplets. Then you wanna place it where you want it. And then basically we're just going to press the iron on top. So let's give that a go. And from the video I saw, she said to leave it on for like 10 to 12 seconds and basically just keep going until all of the water is gone from the other side. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think that should do it. Let's see if it worked. Oh no, that's too hot. Oh no. It did not work. It said it was velvet. Ooh, okay. We're getting somewhere. It worked a lot better on this piece. Can you guys see? Do you see that? How pretty. Guys, this is tough because as a DIYer, I don't want to give up, but I've been at this for like 20 minutes and you can barely even see it. Can you guys even see that? Like it's very, very faint. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I went online to look at the materials of this pillowcase and what materials the velvet embossing usually works on. And it said silk, cotton, and even like polyester and stuff. So this should be working. So I'm gonna try it on an old pillowcase and see if that'll work and if it's just my own fault for thinking that would work on this type of fabric. We are literally losing light because it is so foggy out, but let's give it a go and let's see if it'll work on the backside of this pillowcase. Deep breath. Let's go. Guys, I tried and I tried again and I even tried one more time after that, but I just could not get this to work. Which just goes to show that no matter how long you've been DIYing for, there is always more to learn. So please don't ever feel like you have to be perfect or make perfect projects. It's really all a part of the DIY game. And take this from your sis Tina that the point of all of this is to enjoy yourself, let go, and have some fun. And if you're not, take a step back, learn from the experience, and take it to your next project. To make myself feel better, I did a little bit of retail therapy. I've been dying to check out some new shops here in Chicago. There are a lot that have popped up while I was in California. So this market just opened up this past month. I went over to Wicker Park to Marigold Market and this store was so stunning, you guys. If you're in the area, definitely check it out. I hope that they start shipping online because they have some beautiful pieces. A lot of things there are sourced from all around the world, and I believe that some of their designs are actually made in-house and they fabricated overseas. I just love the whole vibe in there. Very earthy, lots of marbles, lots of wood, totally up my alley, and I think a lot of you guys would really enjoy this store as well. So the first thing I grabbed was this really small bowl slash planter. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for yet. I just thought the shape of this was so unique. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before, but it has these like round balls at the bottom, and then all around is this beautiful speckling. Either I put a plant into it or I can use it for our keys. They had a couple of different variations, but I really loved this shape, so I'm really excited to decorate this somewhere as soon as we get our furniture, which by the way, I just got a text that our movers are coming in tomorrow. So after tomorrow, we're gonna have furniture. I'm so excited. This next item is a little bit heavy, so let me get her. Dun, da, da, da. How cute is this tray? I have had a tray with this exact shape on my Pinterest board for the longest time, so when I saw this, I knew that I had to get it. It's made with a beautiful travertine, and I obviously love the scalloped edges on this. I have to lean this on my shoulder because it's so heavy, but I'm imagining this either in the entryway or in the bedroom on one of the side tables. So this is definitely gonna find its home in our new apartment, and I am so excited for this piece. And while I was there, I realized that I was just on the street from the new Barnes & Noble in the bank, so I had to check it out. So basically, this is an old bank that Walgreens used to be in, and then they moved out, and then Barnes & Noble moved in, and it is so beautiful inside. The ceilings and the stained glass in there is so gorgeous. And I did find one thing for the apartment, which is this cute little Miffy bank. This was just too cute to pass up. I don't know if I'm actually going to use it as a piggy bank, but I'm definitely going to use it as decor. And I love that she's reading a book, so it's definitely going to go where my bookshelf is. I mean, how adorable. It came in a bunch of different colors, but I definitely had to pick the yellow. Cute little things like this make me so happy. I definitely feel like my design style is maturing a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that I can't have fun and display cute little things. So I'm trying to figure out a way to mesh the two together. And if you guys have any design sources on people just being playful, but also making it look more mature, I would love to see some inspiration because I'm planning on the mood boards right now and it is hard to find a good balance of that. I hope you guys had fun DIYing and moving in with me. This first week has been a lot. Next week, we're gonna get the ball rolling. Our furniture is coming in and we're also going to start the first big makeover in this apartment. So I hope you guys are excited. If you wanna see more updates from me, make sure to follow me over on Instagram where I post every single day. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to not miss out on on any future videos. That is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!